Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Emily if you're new here. If you're not, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. We're doing the 10 before the end. We've seen everybody do theirs, so I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna put a little asterisk next to 10 before the end though, because I don't think I'm gonna get to all these, and I'm not gonna be mad if I don't get to all of these because we don't pressure ourselves here. We've gone 3 months this year without reading and we've still hit 53 books, and we're about to hit 54. And I think that's pretty good. And I also say that too because there's no holiday themed books here, and I definitely will be reading a holiday book or two. I have a few that I want to read. Coming at you from my kitchen, because the video of what my bookshelves look like, because we may have our own room of just bookshelves, and it looks really cool. It's not done yet though. We are putting this up and then hopefully that video will be going up soon. 10 before the end. The first one, I'm already halfway through because I did start this a couple days ago. She Needs No Words. I don't know why I put off Bride for so long. Don't ask me. I think I put it off because I bought it and this had been announced and I said, you know what, I'm not reading that book until this comes out. Why did I wait so long? Because Bride I would have reread to read this. Bride was so good. This one is good so far. There have been some times where I feel like it's dragged a little bit. Can I guess some things that are probably going on? Yes. Do I know exactly how things are going to end? Kind of, but I want to know how. I have ways on how I think it's going to be. I should probably start, for those who don't know, this is Mate by Ali Hazelwood. The first one is Bride. I think everybody knows that. It is Vampire and Werewolves is Bride, but this one is Werewolf and Her. I don't want to spoil it. You can't read this by itself. You kind of need to read Bride first in order to know what's going on in this one, because it's a little insane. It's a little crazy and it's kind of hard to talk about if you can't talk about her. So we're not gonna talk about it. We'll talk about it hopefully when I'm done reading it. But that's the first one. I should also state the first 5 books I'm going to list are books that I am going to read before the end of the year. These are 5 that I'm going to. The last 5, I'm not going to be mad if I don't get to them. Second, I think is good for the holidays. And that's Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I completely forgot about this book until I was shopping one day and I happened to go through the book section and she was sitting right there. And I went, totally forgot about you. So we grabbed her. I've loved all of her other stuff. First Time Caller, so good. And Now Back to You, the second book in that series, is supposed to come out next year and I can't wait for that one. Yeah, this one seems good, and it's also spirity. Like, I'm pretty sure, well, it's called Good Spirits, but I'm pretty sure it's about spirits or a spirit. I try not to, and this is probably a little controversial, not really controversial. I see other people do these and they talk about what the book's about. I kind of like to go in blind. So if some people start talking about a book, I will skip through them because I like to go in blind with these books. I don't like tropes anymore. We just like to go into these not knowing what they're about. I haven't even read the back of this. It's B.K. Borison. She's basically an autoplay for me. We'll give this one a go. The next book that I want to read is Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tooley. I've seen one other person talk about this. They did all of this stuff and being like, oh my god, and I was like, you know what, I'm in. I think it has something to, yeah, work was easier when he was still her nemesis. Might have a little, the company newsletter is about to get spicy. So we might have a little enemies to lovers situation here. Workplace, I'm guessing. I don't know, it looks good. And I love the dress that she's wearing. I just think it's so pretty. I know it's an illustration, but I can still like it. All right, next up is Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. Now, in an upcoming vlog, because it's the bookcase vlog, you will see me buy a book from Barnes & Noble, and it's by Sav R. Miller. But I learned it's the first book in the second generation for this series. I said I'm going to buy the first book of this one and I'm going to see if I like the writing, see if I like the story, and then maybe look into getting the rest of these because I think this is a 6-book series. It's kind of like Dark Mafia and maybe other stuff because the second one talks about like dark academia, like it's set in a college and there's like secret societies and all this stuff. So I don't know if that one is going to be it. But I'll give this one a go. If I like it, I'll continue the series. If I don't like it, I might skip to the second gen series and try it then because that other one, that whole setting just looked so much better. And I really want to try it. Okay, the 5th book that I want to read before the end of the year. Sable Sorensen's Direbound. Yeah. Heather McClary on YouTube, she's the one who got me to want to read this. We're divulging into our high fantasy in the next year, so we need to get started on it. So this is gonna be there. Okay, so the next 5, I'm not gonna be mad if I don't read them, just because, again, not putting pressure on myself to have to read a certain amount of books. This is the Loath to Love You. I think there's 3. Yeah, there's 3 books in this one. Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero by Ali Hazelwood. I am picturing this as kind of like a palate cleanser, or like if I want something that I want a novella, I can read one of them and then stop and I can pick up the other 2 later. It's one of the Ali Hazelwood books I haven't read yet other than her Kindle only ones. There's like 2 Can Play, Hot for Slasher, I think. Except for that is like a whole, there's like 6 books, 6 novellas or something, I don't know. But I haven't read those. But this is the only like physical book I have yet to read other than Finishing Mate. But we're gonna finish that like tomorrow. Yeah, I just wanted to have this one just to kind of, again, have like a little palette cleanser in between stuff, especially if I go from like Direbound and I just like need a cute little love story. Then I can read one of these. We'll see. Okay, next on the list is a new buy, and it's definitely one that will be within the first 2 months of the new year for sure, because I've heard such good things about this, and that's Servant of Earth by Sarah Hawley. This, Jamie, I don't know how to say it. She's here on YouTube. It's FOK is her last name. She introduced me to this one. I just think this one would be a fun read. I've never read a trials book. I really go to her and Freya for some of the like high fantasy recommendations that I want to try. They've been really kind of getting me into the books that are not strictly romance, and I just want to try it. And this is a trials one. Never read trials before, so I think this will be a good little starter. And there's a second one. They had the second one from where I got this, but it was a hardcover. And I was like, why are you putting a paperback next to a hardcover book? They're not the same size. They're not the same. Like, ugh. Anyways, we're gonna try and read this one. If we don't get to it by the end of this year, then we will definitely get into it next year. Next is Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. Misty Wilson, there's a T there. I never heard of this book, never heard somebody talking about it, never seen it anywhere, but I saw it when I was shopping and I said, we're still in fall. It's November. It is 70 degrees outside here in Colorado. We're feeling the vibes. This one might honestly, will most likely be read within the next week. I have a feeling I would rather read this before I read Good Spirits, because this just kind of gives me a little bit more Christmas holiday vibes, and we're not exactly there yet. I may decorate after Thanksgiving. The Saturday after Thanksgiving is my decoration day. I just don't think a possible holiday book is going to be the one, but this one might be the first step. Like I said, never heard of this author, never seen this cover, never seen this name, this title, never seen anyone talk about it. So I was like, I'm gonna grab it. We're gonna give it a go. The top says All Swoon and Fall Vibes, which is by Lynn Painter, who has, you know, a ton of her books are very, very popular. And the back of it is by Samantha Markham, and it says, perfect for anyone who starts up their annual Gilmore Girls rewatch at the first sign of fall. I normally don't watch it every year, but I for some reason queued up Gilmore Girls the other day. So I was like, we're connecting. And I always love finding new authors instead of buying the same stuff over and over again, and the same book recommendations over and over again. And she's cute. Look, there's a cat. You put a cat on a cover, I will buy it. Next, Under Lock and Key, Lana Ferguson. And this is the only book of hers I have yet to read. I know, I skipped it, overruled, kind of overtook my reading TBR, and this one kind of got put on the wayside. But this is one that I do want to read because Lana is basically an automatic buy, because I don't know what it is about her romances. They're just so fun and cute. And who has read anything about the Loch Ness Monster? Not me, not yet. We gotta try it. And then the last one is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. I can't remember. It's not pronounced the way you think it is. This one is one that I bought at Costco, and then I almost got rid of it. But then Freya and Jamie talked about it on their podcast. They have Once Upon a Time Zone podcast, but they talk about this one. And I was literally about to go and put it on Pango to sell it, and I was like, you know what, we'll give it another shot. They've talked about it, they've convinced me to read this, but it will definitely be on my TBR for next year because it just seems like good. And like I said, I've been trying to get into a little bit out of the romance and into the either romantasy, fantasy, high fantasy, different styles, just because I feel like some of this is becoming a little copy and paste, and I don't think this one is, or will be. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll cut back to this when I read it to be like, girl, you were wrong or right. Yeah, I think it's mafia, modern day Manhattan mafia. Two rival families fight to maintain control of their respective criminal empires. And it's probably one of those marriage by convenience, I'm guessing, to connect it. I don't know. We'll see. And I think this one has, yeah, it has like these drawings in it. I don't know if this is what a normal one looks like because I've never seen it in, or I've never sought it out in other stores. It looks cool. It looks fun. But that is the 10 before the end. Asterisk, maybe. I'm definitely going to try and work a little bit more on some book videos because I like them. I've said it before in older ones where I don't really have friends that read, and so I need to find friends that read. I'm looking into book clubs around the community that we're in and seeing if there are people out there, because I know there are people out there. There have to be people out there. And I know there is a bookstore in Fort Collins that has book clubs, and they have like categories of book clubs. So like if you want to be in a fantasy one, you're in a fantasy one. If you want to be in a romance only one, it's only that. But that's a little too far of a drive, so I don't know if I'll be able to make every meeting. I kind of want to, just to kind of make some friends. Since I don't have any book friends now, we are doing the Booktube just to give it all a shot and make some new friends. So if you want to be friends, you can follow, subscribe, like, comment if you want to. I'm not going to pressure you. We don't pressure around here. If you've stuck around this far, thank you so much. I do really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.